All right, welcome back. Welcome to day 3 of the 7-day mung bean soup detox. I'm your host, Connor Bell. And it's been a day. I'm feeling in this moment very full, emotionally, very fulfilled, a little tired. It's definitely going to be a shorter review of the day, but definitely still worth the time. Some profound things did happen, and just like realizations, not so much events, but just realizations. And again, today was day 3, so I didn't add any solid foods yet. That's not till day 4. I switched to another day of 3 servings of mung bean soup. And I'm already thinking about how can I systemize this more. I'm definitely going to invest in a Instapot very soon. I do enjoy the process of cooking in the morning, and it's a very meditative way to start the day. Had like a podcast going on in the background, and so it's nice. I just definitely don't see it as being sustainable, something I would desire to do for a long time, like months to years. So, but what I do know is that this is going to be a pillar in my diet going forward. That's what I know already. Because when I eat this soup, I've been describing it to people this way today. It's like I feel full, I feel nourished, I feel satiated. I feel like it sustains me for a long time. And we're back. I was dealing with the dogs. So yeah, it gives me sustainability, and I'm not reluctant to eat another meal because I know it's not going to drain me. Typically, I would do something that's easy, like going out and getting something that's like grainy or gluten-y or meaty. And I just knew that that was gonna, it always left me lethargic, foggy mentally, again, a little more tired, drained. Because again, like my body is, it's such a paradox, right? We're eating it for energy, but it takes, it almost feels like it takes the same amount of energy to digest it, which also just kind of seems like insanity to me. So again, not against meat. I am always going to be a meat person. I just am very much coming to the realization of like what life is like when that is in super moderation. And yeah, it's not like a day-to-day marriage with meat. You can go into a lot of like the spiritual karmic stuff as well, but I really do think there's something to it. So, why not eat something that you can get the same positive effects that you would get from meat without the negative effects? So that's what I've been experiencing with this soup. It's just, it leaves me full, but I don't feel like I ate a big meal. I don't feel bloated. Um, and again, it's enough to where it sustains me energetically, like my blood sugar and everything, and I'm able to also be very aware, like the subtleties of my emotions. And again, I'm very meta aware of typical times when I would experience a little bit of stress and anxiety, and there wouldn't be this immediate pull. There wasn't this like immediate pull that I couldn't resist. Because usually when you're eating stuff with a lot of sugar, again, there's bacteria in your body that like is addicted to that and it craves it, and that's a big reason why there's like this very deep unconscious like pull to sugar, and not a and where it's really difficult to say no. And I would just whenever I would feel stress and anxiety, or I'd feel like that craving, it was very light, to the point where I could then create a new mental strategy. That part of me that was craving that, I could have an internal dialogue. I would notice it, and then I'd be like, hey, maybe it was like the little child in me that just wanted like a sugar craving, right? You can give it an archetype. I would tell that child like, hey, so what we can do, I'll make a little deal with you. If we're able to honor our promise to ourselves in this detox and to our body, I promise that we can go ahead and put an order in for some really, really good bliss balls. And if you're not familiar with bliss balls, they're kind of like those like rolled up balls that have like a foundation of like dates, some combination of like dates and almond butter and coconut flakes and cinnamon and nutmeg and all these other spices, and sometimes chocolate covered in dark chocolate. So there's some bliss balls made by a local vendor, an artist, a chef here in Austin, and I absolutely they're so good. They're so good. I love them, and I always treat myself to them every once in a while. And so I made a deal with my inner child to be like, hey, we just put it off now. Let's honor what we're doing now, and I promise that we will get some bliss balls, and we'll put it in order so that they'll be waiting for us on day 8 after we're done with the detox. And my birthday is coming up as well, so I'm also investing in a nice like 3-course meal like by a private chef that day. So these are some strategies that you can take with yourself if you end up doing this detox, or just in general. Like if you're having those cravings, that's a way that you can honor those parts of you that have those cravings, but also in a way that is healthy. And so you're also acknowledging those cravings. You're not just ignoring them and repressing them, which can also like not feel good. But you're saying, hey, we're going to fulfill this one way or another. And what it also is allows you to do is, again, there's just there's like if there was a very thick veil or like armor between like my mind and my body whenever I would have cravings, where my body would just take over to fulfill those cravings, or what, like, yeah, I'd say my body would want to fulfill those cravings. Now my mind is more in control, and my body doesn't have much of a pull, so it's not like I'm playing tug of war with my own body. Me cutting out all of like the sugar and like the meats and stuff like that, but still have enough to give me energy. I've just been still really grounded, but also in that like meta euphoric higher authority, emotional authority state, to where I have this awareness of my triggers, my typical triggers, and what usually triggers them. Because sometimes we're like really unconscious to our triggers. We can't really pinpoint them. I'm able to really, really be present with the subtleties, and it's like I'm able to notice when it's a stress and anxiety thing. I'm able to notice when it's just a sugar craving, or when I'm just able to notice when it's craving in some other way. Same thing with like consuming media, like social media and things like that. I'm very present with those cravings and those addictions. I truly believe like when we're able to get our sovereignty back from those addictions, it's when life begins, man, and we become the alchemists, and we fulfill what God has planted in our hearts from day one. And and all the things. And so instead of these cravings, we just fulfill our joys and our heart's desires, and we don't stay in these like fearful, unconscious, programmed, conditioned comfort zones that we've created throughout our lives, and that society hasn't really helped us with. So it's taking our power back. When we just silence all the noise and the chaos and the cravings, then we just get to come back to us and navigate what we really want and our own ways of creating that. And it's just true liberation and sovereignty. So with that, again, I was able to do like very focused work because I'm getting onboarded in a new contract right now, and it's really exciting. And I was able to also have a really like kind of a breakthrough session with the owner of the company. We were able to sit down and like really talk about what I wanted, and I was able to have like real clarity on communicating what I wanted and what I didn't want, and also what I was here to deliver. And I just kind of riffed on some really profound things, and they were just like, wait, say that again. And they wrote it down, and they're just like, that was so powerful. And they ended up sharing it with the team when they introduced me to the team. And so with that, I was also able to be just more present with the wisdom and the genius that has always been there, and that I'm here to share, the value that I'm here to share in this particular playing field. And just as I speak to you now, like I'm able to just be really present with what is actually wanting to be expressed. So aside from that, the next thing I did was I went to the store to get some celery and carrots, because tomorrow we get to add some solid foods, start to incorporate that as well as some smoothie stuff. And I'm not really feeling super called to the smoothie. I'm going to just do my mung bean thing. I'm having like some good momentum with that. I may get a smoothie while I'm out tomorrow, because I am going to be out during like most of the day during the midday. But I put the rest of my mung bean soup in a Tupperware, and I take it with me wherever I go. So I'm going to be going to the studio and finishing the next record tomorrow, which is really exciting, and have some other cool things planned. So just feeling really grateful, really blessed as always. And talked to some good friends, talked to my mother, updated her on a lot of things, felt really good and clear and coherent and loving. And things are moving. So wishing you a lot of love. Again, if any of this is resonating with you, send comment if you implement any of this, and if any of this was valuable to you. And if you have any other questions, I'd love to share, recipes or anything about this detox, about this fast, about my experience. And I always love to connect with like-hearted souls. So sending you a lot of love. I'm peacing out, making this a short one. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day, evening, whenever you're tuning into this. And I will see you tomorrow on day 4. Peace.